All right. All right, we're official now. Coffee hour time. So, yeah, talking about the weather and the lack of weather in Arizona. Uh, but last night was the storm of the season for sure. We haven't I've been here for almost 13 years now, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the biggest aboob that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have them much more frequently, but not as much anymore. So it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to get sand everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But then the rain mostly washed it away, so
There you go.
all good. Yeah.
Except for inside the house.
Yeah, you want to shore up any leaks you got, because it'll get in
Oh,
everywhere.
okay. So do you get much dust in the house?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's not really a big deal. It
Mm-hmm.
blows in and blows over after about 15 minutes.
The whole show?
For the dust storm, yeah.
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 Well, that's pretty fast.
hmm And then the storm hung around.
Gotcha.
The heavy
Uh,
storm, the heavy rain. We got an inch of rain last night.
mm-hmm.
Pretty good amount of rain in
Uh,
just under an hour, probably.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good downpour, but it doesn't last for super long.
South and west of you is coming from this way.
You're northeast of me, but
I'm northeast.
it was
Okay.
coming from like the
West.
Gulf of Mexico.
That's what I was thinking. We most of our weather comes from the Gulf.
Yeah.
A lot of our weather.
Yep. So
South and
warm, warm rains and hot winds.
west.
Kind of like living in a clothes dryer. Hi, Sandra.
Hi, I couldn't get in on my computer. It was weird. It
That's
said I didn't have
strange.
an account. Anyways, I'm here. Hi.
What's
Hey.
happening?
Okay, I made fascinating discovery.
Tell us.
Oh.
Wait, where did it? So I went to the Minnesota State Fair yesterday. So that wasn't the fascinating
Cool.
discovery, but it's really fun. And it's a lot of sensory input. So I've been playing around with
Yeah.
binaural beats, and
Cool.
I had my shocks with me, and I was like, why don't I just keep listening to this while I'm walking around? And then I went into a building that had evil lights,
hmm
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't need to run out right away.
Awesome.
I was like,
Wow.
oh my goodness. And then my battery wore out, and I needed to run out right away.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So I want to learn
Really
more
cool.
about sound.
Yeah. And brainwave frequencies.
Yeah, it was 9 hertz. I've been playing around with what I like
Okay.
listening to. There was an app I found. There's so many apps, but I just found this one. It's called Moongate, and it tells
Hmm.
you what hertz the different things are at.
hmm
And I don't know what that means yet, but
Well, I'll tell you.
okay.
So
I'm
our normal waking consciousness, when we're paying attention to something, we're in like the beta brainwave state, which is from, I might get the exact number wrong, but somewhere around like 12 hertz up to 30.
okay.
Low beta is where you want to kind of be when you're doing normal tasks. That's like a somewhat calm but focused state. When we start getting into higher beta, that's more anxiety, overwhelm, sensory overload could live up there. When we start getting below 12, 10, 9 hertz, that's the alpha range, which is slower brain waves, which is more your calm, relaxed, all the way down to like daydreaming and starting to get into a like meditative state.
Got it.
If we go below 8 hertz, we get into theta brainwaves. That's like deep meditation, states of healing, states of when they study energy healers, monks in deep meditative states, they are generally in the theta brainwave state, below 8 hertz. And then below 4 is delta wave, which is deep sleep.
Hmm.
Curiously, flow states sit on the border between theta and alpha, right around 8 hertz, usually.
Hmm.
And then you have this other brainwave called gamma, which is like super big, fast bursts of electricity that just like burst and then go throughout the entire brain and then go away. Those are upwards, like past 30 hertz up to 100 hertz even. Like really
Oh.
fast flashes of insight.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So gamma waves can happen during any other, like you can have different brain waves happening at the same time. For instance, you can have alpha brain waves happening in your frontal lobe and bursts of gamma also. And you could even have like alpha waves in your frontal lobe and beta waves in your brainstem or cerebellum, right? That can happen. Generally, what we're looking for is coherence and harmony between all brain areas,
Yeah.
right? And this is how we connect the different brain areas in networks.
Oh, when they're all at the same?
Yeah, they link up through neural firing frequencies. They start firing at the same time, at the same frequency.
Ah.
That's when we're in the zone.
The flow state or whatever state.
Well, yeah, I kind of use that term more generally. Doesn't have to be actually in a flow state, but you could be in a beta brainwave state and kind of still be kind of locked in and not be in a full-on flow state.
Okay.
That's kind of, yeah. So, and then gamma is kind of this outlier that can happen at any time. But it especially, it starts to peak when you're in the alpha and theta spots. And then in delta too. Delta is like its own thing because it's like deep sleep. But then you start getting into REM sleep and gamma is spiking, right? Gamma is really where we're getting a lot of creativity, which hence the insight comment, because we're getting
Okay.
far-flung connections. That's what gamma is doing. It's like, because it doesn't. It was a powerful thing I learned about creativity. There's a great video from the guys at Big Think. Have you ever heard of this channel on YouTube? It's a cool channel, very well produced.
Big think or big think?
Big Think.
Big think. Okay.
Yeah, BIG. Anyway, they had this neuroscientist on talking about creativity and how to an outside observer, it seems like people make these huge leaps to get from like one thing to another when we call creativity, but really for that person, it's a lot of small steps that they've built over time, right? From different areas and different learnings and things. And then
Yeah.
the brain somehow makes this connection from
Yeah.
this thing that lives over here to this thing. But there are a lot of steps in between. Brains don't just like make that huge leap. That's not how your brain works. there are lots of neurons that have to connect in between to link those ideas together. And it's the gamma brainwave that makes that happen. It's like this big burst of energy that snakes this neural pathway that might be totally new neural pathway and this new connection,
Mm.
but it's that gamma brainwave burst that connects these different brain areas and these lateral thinking, it's also called.
Brendan, would you think that's part of the downfall of AI, depending on AI? Is those leaps in
Um,
thinking?
Possibly. I don't, it's going to be, I haven't been proven, it has not been proven to me that AI can be creative like a human can.
Mhm.
I think the human brain is a lot more complex than we give it,
Oh, yeah.
and we even give it
Can't
credit for. Like we think about
compare it.
AI and these large
Yeah.
language models and taking all the data in the world and how smart that can be. Well, your brain is actually can be smarter than that.
Oh, yeah.
It just, the problem is like it's our conscious mind is the one that's like directing it and sifting through the information, and it only gets small bits of information to the surface that we actually can rationally think about. But your subconscious mind is holding all of that data all the time.
Mhm.
So as human beings, our problem is not that we don't know, it's just we can't retrieve the information well. But the creativity in humans versus how AIs with large language models work right now,
Mhm.
I don't think it can. There's something there's something extra and special about how the human brain works.
Of course.
I don't think an AI can do that. At least not yet. Maybe someday. I mean,
Yeah, I
they're
was
making
just
pretty good
thinking.
music out there, and they're making pretty good films. They're
Uh-huh.
like, I mean, really good. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
there still is, well, and then here's the problem I think you might be alluding to, is that when we give up our um, conscious processes and outsource them to AI, that's when we lose.
Mhm.
Right.
We can't do that. Like you can't,
Mhm.
you probably read some things out there or seen some things out there where it was completely AI created. It was just like somebody just put a prompt into ChatGPT and they just sent it without even looking at it again. And you could tell, right? That person's going to lose out on the cooperative experience of AI, and they're going to become like, you ever see that movie Wall-E,
I saw
Yeah.
the
made by
ads.
made by Pixar, but it's kind of it's an animated film for kids about a future of the human race where we everything is done by robots. Wall-E being one of those robots, but
Mhm.
everybody in the movie are just fat and lazy, and they just live on this like outer space ship that does everything for them. They don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is one result when you totally outsource everything. But there's no benefit to the human mind by doing that. I mean, there's a different way to say that. That's not the right way to say it, but you lose a lot. Your brain is use it or lose it, right? So you can't
Mhm.
just you have to work with the technology, not just let it do the thing. I mean, you can do amazing things with it in conjunction with it. And the human plus AI together, that team is incredible. But just the AI by itself is not good enough.
Mhm.
These days, just the human by itself is not good enough. So I believe you have to start to find a way to, dare I say, integrate with
Mhm.
technology a little bit. Like if you really want to, move forward, and I'm talking like in business or in health or, For example, a doctor that's not using AI to help them correct or not make errors in diagnosis or in treatments is going to get left behind very soon because the AIs right now are getting so good at diagnosing and researching and treating patients that a doctor not using them is going to be obsolete. However, the AI is not the be all end all. It still misses things. There are still things in context that a seasoned doctor needs to review that to make sure, right? So it has to be a collaborative process. So like any new technology, there's always going to be the first initial part of it. The early adopters will take it on, and then there's going to be the normal people in the normal distribution that are skeptical. And there's going to be a certain subset of those that are like, this is the devil and it's going to kill us all, right? Radio or video killed the radio star. Remember that song? This happened with the internet. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
And you're always going to get the good and the bad. Like I saw a video the other day about what criminals can do with AI and like one picture of your child on the internet. And they can create, yeah, if they have a picture and they have their voice, they can create an entire video or whatever. Hey mom, I've been kidnapped. You got to send $20,000 to this place, or like they take the photo and they can even extrapolate out like what they're going to look like in 10 years. So if you have a picture of your kid as a child, but they're 20 now, and then you can, like with AI, put them on a naked body that looks probably almost exactly like them. So then you've got naked pictures of, I mean, anyone. Like there could be a million of them out there of me right now. So it's like, on the one hand, that's scary.
It is.
On the other hand, I'm almost at the like for myself personally, like I'm like, what am I gonna do about it? What am I gonna do?
That's it.
So
Yep,
I
that's
mean,
very true.
I kind of just have to surrender and just be like, all right, well, my face is all over the internet and my voice. It's not really up to me. I mean, I'll take what responsibility I can for protecting my own identity online. But I don't know, there's got to be some regulation or some safeguards maybe that we can put in place to authenticate, because otherwise everybody is at risk of their identity being stolen. Like, and then what happens? Then all of our systems collapse and we're in trouble. So I don't know. But what am I gonna do about that?
Yeah.
Nothing. So I'm gonna keep putting myself on the internet and whatever. And my kids, I have no idea what's coming in the next few.
I know.
Brandon, I noticed that like when died recently,
Who died?
when
Hulk Hogan. Ozzy Osbourne.
did he
Ozzy Osbourne or who?
was someone, I don't even remember who, someone died, and then they did a music tribute by what's the guy that's in jail? What's his name?
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly
Mm.
did it. And it's AI, I'm assuming, because I'm sure that's not real. But my
Yeah.
question is, how is it that they mix all of this bogus stuff, and when you go and you Google something, all this bogus stuff pops up that really needs to be dealt with? I mean, it's just, we have
Yeah.
enough crazy stuff to look at anyway, if you have to be looking at the internet. And then now they're putting stuff that is just absolutely not real up there, but they make it
Yeah.
look like and sound like it's real. So I don't know if you've noticed that kind of stuff too, but I
Well,
just,
did you guys, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, 6 months ago maybe. Somebody used AI to create a Drake song, and it's one of his
mm,
most popular songs, and he had nothing to do with it,
mm,
right? And so they had to, every industry in the world
mm-hmm,
is going through a massive change right now, and the
yeah,
creative industries are in,
especially,
they're in trouble.
they are.
Like actors are
Mm-hmm,
in trouble. I don't know what's going to happen. Script
yeah.
writers are in trouble. There's gonna be, so the cream will rise to the top. This is what I believe. The cream will rise to the top, and the people that are just doing formulaic stuff, copycatting everybody else, the imitators and the stuff
Uh-huh.
that's not truly original, that's gonna go away. AI is gonna take over all that. They can make those no problem. But the truly original stuff, the Daniel Day-Lewis's of the world, the Christopher Nolans, um, the Princes of the world,
Mhm.
like these artists will remain. They'll keep pushing forward and they may use artificial intelligence to their benefit. But I hate to say it, but Drake's kind of formulaic.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
Not that I mean, he's already super famous and great. Like maybe he just won't work anymore and he'll just use AI and he'll become a billionaire. I think he's
Mm.
already a billionaire, but
Right.
maybe he just won't have to do anything. Just have a team of AI people making all of his music. I don't know. I mean, like popular music, you want to support the artist, but also it's music, and if it sounds good, am I going to listen to it? Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
So again, I don't like what's coming. I don't know. It's going to be very strange. The other thing that's really interesting to me is the concept of virtual reality and or augmented reality. And when they can create through artificial intelligence a sensory experience that is almost indistinguishable from reality. Like, what's going to happen then? That's going to be interesting.
Are they playing in that kind of thing
Oh, yeah.
now?
Yeah, virtual reality, like headsets and stuff, they still have a lot of
Oh,
bugs to figure out
yeah.
because of the sensory
Okay.
mismatch that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when you can, there's a cool show, it's kind of fun on Amazon Prime called Upload, and it's about the future and the ability to upload your consciousness to an afterlife. Like
Oh.
you rent space. You can rent space at these different afterlives and you upload your consciousness there. And so it's a whole satire on technology and it's a fun story. It's a cute show. It's kind of fun. But this last season they just released is going to be more about artificial intelligence and all that. And anyway, the reason I brought it up is because um, people that are still living that haven't uploaded their consciousness can go and visit these places if they have loved ones there.
Oh,
Like I can go
oh.
visit my grandfather that passed away
Mhm.
20 years ago because he's hanging out in the upload community.
Right.
And how they do it is they put a VR headset on you and a full haptic suit. So all of your sensory um, points, receptors can be activated through this haptic suit. So you feel like you're really there.
So there's a charge for this service or not?
What's that, Karen?
Is there a charge for this service or not?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's run by a corporation in the this reality, not the digital reality. They pay. And there's a whole thing like there's a luxury portion, there's different tiers, but if you can't afford it, you can live in the basement and you only get to be logged on like 2 hours a month.
You,
You get
Oh my.
credits.
I mean, this is all I've wanted to say for the last 10 minutes. This is why I put myself on camera. It just says it has to go on recording for me to say, you're absolutely shitting me. I
No,
mean,
no, no. It's a funny show. You should watch it.
but no, it's not funny. It's actually making me sick. I
Well,
mean, it really like is making me sick to think about what is happening.
I mean,
It's a
it's science
storm.
fiction. It's
Like
not
how
it's not
awful.
actually happening, but it could. Ray
Oh,
Kurzweil is trying to upload his consciousness to the internet.
Hmm.
You know who that is? He's a tech billionaire, like innovator. That's his goal in life
Okay,
is to
so this
upload
is
his
not
consciousness.
real.
No, no, this
This is
show is
not.
Yet,
totally fiction. It's science fiction.
yet.
Ooh,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so
Sorry. No,
symbolic
this is
in
not real.
2008. Like it's so right on the cusp is why it's like,
Well, yeah, I mean that's most science fiction. We just talked about this creativity thing in your
Yeah.
brain, right? It only happens with small steps that you get to this seemingly big leap. So all science fiction, it's small steps,
yeah.
which is why a lot of science fiction ends up coming true
yep. Mhm.
in some form or another. Some of it's way off base, like Star Trek. They were using walkie-talkies and they're supposed to be in like the year 3000 or something. It's like, no, we can do better.
They did essentially have Google Glass though, didn't they? In the what sci-fi show had the like
Yeah,
things
that's
looking and
yeah, that's one example. And like Minority Report, you guys remember that movie with Tom Cruise about predicting crime?
Hmm.
Mm.
He was so good at the pattern recognition and reading all the data, he could predict who was going to commit a crime, and then he would go arrest them before they committed the crime.
I don't know that one. I need to look that
Hmm.
up.
like a
It's an interesting movie. It's
What
an
was the
interesting
name of it?
concept. It's an interesting concept, and it's not that far from the direction that we were going not too long ago with all the
Hmm.
censorship that was going on and people like preemptively silencing people online because they were going to say something.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's yeah, science fiction is I read a lot of it because I'm super
What was
fascinated.
the name of that movie? Tom
Minority
Cruise?
Minority Report.
No, I've
Yeah.
heard of it.
But you can't diss Star Trek completely because think about like the doors that open automatically.
Yeah, no, no, Star Trek's
I'm
amazing.
giving
Star
you a
Trek's
hard
amazing.
time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's just funny that they had teleportation,
That's true.
but
Mhm.
communicated on like walkie-talkies.
I want the machine that scans you and turns you back to health.
Yeah.
The tricorder, yes.
And so that
Yeah.
technology, curiously, is probably not that far away with what we can do with X-rays, MRIs, CAT scans, PET scans, all this stuff, and AI.
Hmm.
Like think about an AI and an MRI together. Just does a full scan of your body and like there's that, there's that, there's that, there's this dysfunction. Doot, 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 doot. And then here's the exact protocol you need to fix all of it.
Right, because a lot of times you have different technicians reading the reports and they come up with different information.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's another job that will go away.
Radiologists,
Yeah.
MRI techs, there's still they'll work with the AI.
Yeah, but there won't be as many people needed to be employed in that field,
Yeah, probably not.
like the lower level technicians. Right.
Yeah, which will be it's gonna be interesting.
Well, we have a society where people don't have to work as much because we have AI, or we have a society where people actually wind up having to work more at menial jobs? Like that's the really good question because of AI.
It's an interesting question
Yeah.
because the last thing that will probably go away is the manual labor work, a lot of
Yeah.
it. Because actually building like robots to do that kind of stuff is more difficult than science fiction made it out to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's one thing science fiction kind of got wrong. Um, However, I believe it's going to be more of the former. There's going to be a lot of menial jobs, especially that are easily automated, that are going to go away. and that's going to free up a lot of people
To
to
do
do
what?
something different. And so more creative type work, I think, will become more prevalent. And I think like I have a pretty optimistic view on the whole of all of it. It's going to be up to the people to do the work to make a shift. Hopefully, people will start to like then actually chase their passions and find a little bit more purpose and meaning in their life. But also the opposite could be true. When you lose a job, if your identity and your self-worth is tied to that job, you can lose a lot, which okay.
But also
That'll keep
different.
me in work.
No, I'm thinking also like how different countries approach things, because like, right, some Scandinavian countries, or I don't know where, have the notion of universal income that everyone gets a base level,
Yeah,
whether you
that's
work or
it.
not. And would that AI allow that to happen if a
I believe
country
it
goes
will.
with that kind of ideology?
I
You
believe it
know?
will. Whether or
Yeah,
not we actually go to that depends on who's in
right.
power and
Yeah,
people want, because
yeah,
we still live in a democracy and we
yeah.
can go for that. I don't know.
But
I don't know.
that's like
That's an interesting question.
because that's
Mhm.
not the American ethos, right? Like the
It's
general,
not
but it,
exactly, but
yeah,
everything's changing.
right.
And if we have the ability to do that, then I do believe, I mean, that there's a certain level, like if we could abolish poverty with a universal basic income, I don't understand why we would not do that. Like we can take that and just be lazy. I don't care. Like just don't be a dick.
But I think so much in, especially in this American culture, probably most of the world, that people don't, they're used to going to jobs, they're used to going to school, that they wouldn't even know how to create a life.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's where they lose a lot of purpose and meaning. But it's no different than retirement. You're gonna have some people that just lose all purpose and meaning and they go off into the
True.
woods and die.
That is true.
And I
That
mean,
didn't happen to me though.
no, it didn't. That's my point.
Uh-huh.
Because you became a seeker again and you went out and you started to do the things that you enjoyed doing and finding meaning and fulfillment in your life after work. That's available to everyone. They might need a little help to do that. That's okay too, but that's absolutely true. And if there's like this universal basic income, I see it as like retirement. Like, and I know Social Security sucks right now, and like retirement for my generation might not even be possible,
Right.
based on the things that have been happening. But if this does happen, like I think of it the same way. Like if I just well, I'm maybe not the best example because I really enjoy what I do, and I would probably continue to do it in some fashion.
Mhm.
But I also wouldn't have a lot of the financial headaches that come along with building a business and all that stuff. Uh,
I'm peacing out. I was ready to peace out when you said go to the woods and die. I'm done. I'm gonna go
all
do
right,
my drills. Good luck, guys. This is not a replay. I'm gonna watch the rest of. See you next week.
all right. Bye bye, Kate.
And I'm gonna listen, but I have to take my mom to the doctor, so I'm just gonna
Right
take you
on.
with me. Okay.
Can I say this before you leave, Sandra?
Yeah, I'm still
That
listening.
okay, that if what you said about the 9 hertz affecting you going into a lot of people and lights, that's amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm super curious about that, and I will be
Mhm.
exploring it. And any information about that is welcome. Because we didn't do much. I know, Brandon, you mentioned we didn't do much about sound in the mentorship, and now I'm realizing how powerful it is.
Yeah,
I want to learn more.
I did a whole month of calls in the paid community on music and flow states and brainwave states and stuff. So
Mhm.
there's a lot to be said on it for sure. There's a ton of cool books and research about it as well.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, keep going with the binaural beats and look up isochronic tones as well.
Oh,
Um, and yeah, just keep testing them. All right, it sounds like you already found one that's great, but for different, now find ones for different environments and different nervous system states that you want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Like before your movement practice, you might increase the tempo and go for a little bit faster. And then when you're done with your workout, you slow it back down again. You go down to that like 8 hertz, 6 hertz kind of range. And that kind of music too. EDM versus, rock and roll versus hip hop or lo-fi beats,
What's
mhm.
EDM?
electronic dance music,
Oh, okay.
like techno or house music
Got it.
or others.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on your preferences. I mean, that plays a big role too.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can talk
Yeah.
about it more Thursday,
Sure.
since Sandra has.
Bye, Sandra.
I'm gonna listen because this is fascinating. You don't
Yeah,
need to see my walk-in.
I
thank you.
I feel bad that we scared Kate away, but that's okay.
She had to go to an appointment too.
I think she was not quite ready for this conversation either. And that's fine. Like there's a lot of people too that, it's kind of scary on the one hand, the unknown. And then I won't speak for her, but a lot of people that are very empathic and highly sensitive see the changes coming and they see what might happen. I mean, inevitably, when you have this many people on a planet and this kind of massive change is happening, you're going to get every outcome.
Yep, the
So,
good and the bad.
yeah, there will be people that will fade away like after retirement and they have no purpose. And so they do go off and die. And maybe that sounds harsh, but it's just the reality. But I think the majority of people will shift and start to find new purpose and new meaning in pursuits that they actually enjoy and they become passionate about. And I think on the whole, I think it will be a very positive thing for most people.
You can say something, go
Well,
ahead.
I just want to say, um, I think it's good to have a positive view of your life, of your future. I feel bad for young people in particular because so many have, so much has been taken away
Hmm.
from young, like you grew up and you had a coach. And
Hmm.
there's so many young people that don't have coaching. They don't understand how to do physical things. They don't understand how to think. I mean, it's just, and they're trained that they're going to grow up, go to school, go into military, whatever. It's just what happens with a lot of
Hmm.
people. And when I look at the entertainment industry, I thought about, like you say, it can be a balancing out because a lot of entertainers, I think, are so much fluff because of all the technology. They do all these bells and
Yeah.
whistles, but if you put 100 of them on a stage, which one would you really want to listen to? It's not
Right.
that many. And so if the AI, like you said, sorts them out, and then you have your cream rising to the top, and your true artists can be presented, that's fine. I mean, we have a close associate that was very into the industry, and I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times she volunteered at gatherings and things that she would perform and stuff. And we absolutely weren't interested. I mean, she was just, she wasn't that good. But we
Yeah.
don't mind some art. You can sing one song, you can perform something, but no, we're not looking for you to be the billboard. You're going to spend an hour. We don't want to hear that because
Yeah.
it's not that good. And you see a lot of these people are like that, and people are spending millions of dollars. They're making them very, very wealthy, and they're marginally talented. But I guess
Yeah.
it's just a perspective. When
Well,
you go, real talent, you see what's not real talent. It's like, okay.
I think that's going to start to weed out a little bit too, because we're just going to be so inundated. We already are with a lot of that highly produced, overproduced, in my opinion. K-pop is an example of this. Nothing against K-pop, like they're incredibly, they are talented and they're incredibly disciplined to where they're so tight that their shows and their music is like too perfect to me in some way. But that's my just my opinion, and my preference is more raw music, and it's gonna have mistakes, and that's fine. Like I prefer
Mhm.
that. Like I like the blues, I like jazz, I like um live performances. And that's what I think is really gonna start to shine, is we're gonna get back to a place where we really start to value more, and we're already seeing this, but value more the live performance, whether that's music, theater, comedians. And part of that too is the communitas aspect of it, the social aspect of it. We're going together to a place to see this live performance. I think that's going to become highly, highly valued as we just get to this place where there's AI and this highly produced digital everything, that it all kind of runs together. Like we'll have your preferences, but everything's going to sound not the same, but there's going to be no more
Similar.
mistakes. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to go to really see it and to feel it. You got to go and see it live.
Yeah. You just saw artists that was older and the performance wasn't that great sound wise, but you loved being there.
Oh, AC/DC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the performance kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It was bittersweet. It was kind of sad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because of what I know about, like, because I grew up with them, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them live, not in their prime, well after their prime, but it was incredible. Like they started in 1974, number 75. I saw them in 2015. They were 40 years in at that point, and they were great. I saw them again in 2025, and they probably need to pack it in.
Mm-hmm.
Were they sick? Were people sick?
What's that?
Were they sick? I mean, did you
Um,
see health challenges? I mean, why were they lackluster? What did you
well, I
see?
mean, Angus Young, the type of music that they play is incredibly hard charging, like intense rock and roll. So it's very fast. And Angus Young is, in his late 70s, and he's just having a harder time with the endurance of a 2.5 hour show because he's
Yes.
on all show long. He never
Mm-hmm.
stops. And so his stamina, and he's missing notes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he wasn't so bad. I noticed quite a few things, but if that was all, I would have been very happy with it. The lead singer,
Mm-hmm.
though, kept losing his voice and he just couldn't sing. And so, you know,
Wear and tear.
I didn't want a refund. I knew
Mm-hmm.
going in that it probably wasn't going to be their best show ever. I was hoping that
Mm-hmm.
they were going to be able to really kind of hold it together for this tour. But
Mm-hmm.
regardless, I wanted to go to support them and to see them one last time.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Um,
Yeah, that's humbling for the artist when they get to that point, because I think they know, they
I'm
know
sure. Yeah,
that they
I'm
have
sure.
lost it, but they are riding a crest of popularity and loyalty to fans and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. It is wonderful to see a performer when they are in their prime because I'll give you an example. Aretha Franklin. I
Mm,
was not a fan of Aretha Franklin, you know, as in my early 20s. And my mom, her social group, they were going to see Aretha and someone wasn't able to go and they had a free ticket. And my mom said, "You want to go?" And I'm like, "Okay, why not?" Fell in love with Aretha live.
oh
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome. But
How could
I
you
wasn't,
not?
yeah, yeah,
Right.
But
yeah, but
that's what
I
I
was like,
mean.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
In the
You went
beginning,
there
I should have been a
live and
fan.
you felt that connection. And with that performer, because she was so in flow and into
Mhm.
what she was doing and so passionate about it that it came through in every note she sang. You can't help but be infected by that. And that no AI can do.
Yeah.
That is something different. That is a uniquely human connection, nervous system to nervous system type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a great example, Karen. And
Yeah.
that's why I love music so much, is because of that specific connection that can happen. And you really feel that. And you can feel that with actors and with comedians and with sports. Absolutely. In any domain, you can. You could go to an author reading his own story, and if he's really passionate and into it, you can
Yeah.
make that connection.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, like that.
Yeah. I think NPR, I don't know how long it's going to continue to be on, but you know, they have that little small thing where it's called, what is that
Tiny
called?
desk?
Yes.
Yes, I
Tiny
love those.
Desk. Yeah. So, you know, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And what do you have going the rest of the week to promote what you're doing there?
Me, for the vision
Yes, sir.
workshop,
Yes.
I'm trying to get some social media posts out there. I'm gonna do this today, send out an affiliate kind of email, or just to see if I can get some people to send it out to their lists. There's about 26 people registered though, so we're doing okay. I'm fine with that. If 10 people
Yeah.
show up, I'm happy. If
And
2
that's
people
going to
show
be
up, I'm happy. It'll be fun.
right. What day and time?
Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
I'm working to get my nephew and my niece on because even if they register, they can get the replay, right? Because
Yep.
they work.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's also a free, if you register, you get access to this 7-day vision training protocol.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
that is totally free for anybody that registers. Anybody that doesn't register, I'll probably charge like $50 for it. But yeah, you don't even have to show up live. As long as you register, you'll get access to that.
Mhm.
Cool.
If you show up live.
If you show up live, you might get an extra bonus.
Oh,
But even if you don't and you just watch the replay, you can get the protocol.
The protocol.
Yeah.
Very good.
All
Yeah,
right.
because the vision, all the stuff you've been sharing with us about
Yeah.
vision and how much it impacts us is amazing.
It is the most underappreciated and impactful sensory system that we've got. So, yeah, it's very important.
Mm.
Glad that's coming across. Thank you guys for being here. I gotta get ready to teach this mentorship, talking about
Yay.
advanced vision. Hey, hey. The
Thank
theme for the
you.
month.
thank you.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Great conversation. Thanks for participating. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.